What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Francis Bird, to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment, and I just checked out the brand new Disney live-action adaptation, Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin is, of course, the live-action adaptation of Winnie the Pooh, and I got to check it out today, and I just saw it like an hour ago, well, I'm here to give you guys my review of the movie. So don't worry, there will be no spoilers for the movie. There's not much you can really spoil about the movie, really, but no spoilers here. So don't worry, there will not be anything I spoil. I'm just giving you a general review. But Christopher Robin was a movie that I was very much anticipating. I've loved the trailers that they have presented for the movie. I've mentioned in my reviews that I teared up a lot during the trailers because Winnie the Pooh was something that I really had a big connection with as a child. I really enjoyed watching the cartoon, and I really loved the character of Pooh Bear, and that was basically my childhood. My childhood consisted of two things. It was Thomas the Tank Engine and Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh was something that I just really enjoyed as a kid, and I think that a lot of kids in this generation should really go and watch Winnie the Pooh because there's really some good lessons to be learned in those cartoons. I know nowadays it's all actiony and such for little kids, like you got your Ninja Turtles, your Power Rangers, and that's cool. But I feel like for generally kids should go revisit Winnie the Pooh, or at least have watched Winnie the Pooh in some form, or watch this movie because I gotta be honest. Even though there are some mixed reviews out there, I know some people have some complaints. For me personally, I really enjoyed this movie. So let's get to the review. So of course you'll see my positives, my negatives, my overall score out of 10, as we always do. So let's get into the positives first for Christopher Robin. The first positive I gotta get right off the bat is Ewan McGregor as Christopher Robin was perfect. I thought he did a perfect job with Christopher Robin. He clearly gave it most of his all in this role, and he really looked like he was having a great time playing this character. I also really enjoyed not Haley Steinfeld. What am I saying? Haley Atwell in this movie. She plays the wife of Christopher Robin. I thought she did a pretty good job too. And the little kid, like basically all the human characters were good. That was my big concern going into the movie, is that I didn't know how to feel about the human side of the characters. Of course, I was gonna, look forward to seeing Winnie the Pooh and the other characters, but I didn't know how to feel about the human side. And the human side of the movie was good. I liked it. Now, what really makes the movie really good for me is, of course, Winnie the Pooh and his friends. I did not expect to get super emotional watching this movie. Like I said, I grew up on Winnie the Pooh, and I don't know why, but this movie really... I'll admit, I cried. I cried like 2 times during this movie. It really hit me. There's particular moments with Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh where they're just talking together. Those scenes, I don't know why, but I just cried for some reason. I have no idea why. Maybe because, again, I had a really big connection with the cartoon as a kid. I don't know what it is, but it just made me tear up. All the other characters are good too. They're not focused on all the characters. That's probably one complaint that I have with the film, is that there's not a whole lot of time for everybody. Of course, you're focused on Winnie the Pooh, which, by the way, was great to hear Jim Cummings voice Winnie the Pooh and Tigger again. That was great. I was very happy to hear those voices again. And of course, not every voice actor can come back to do their parts. It was just Jim Cummings to come back to do Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Peter Cullen could not come back to do Eeyore, but the person who did do Eeyore did a really good job. The voice was very much Eeyore. The only voice that I had issue with, but luckily we didn't really get to see him a lot, was Rabbit. Rabbit's voice didn't really hit me too much. But the standouts were Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. Those are pretty much the 4 that you see the most throughout the movie. The other ones are kind of in the background. You get to see them a little bit there and there, but ultimately it's just those 4 that you focus on. I love the charm. I love the atmosphere of this movie. Yeah, I think those are my positives. Now, what are my negatives? Like I said, not every single character from Winnie the Pooh gets a whole lot of screen time. I will admit some human stuff that happens was a little boring. For instance, when Ewan McGregor's Christopher Robin is talking to his boss, little boring for me, um, but overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm very surprised. I was actually kind of expecting to not really like it, but I gotta admit, I gotta say how I feel. I really, really enjoyed this movie. Now, I know some people have some complaints. I know some people online are not really liking this movie, and like everybody has entitled to their opinion. But for me, I really enjoyed the movie. I was very, very surprised with how emotional it was, how charming it was, and it hit me. It hit me in the right spots. I thought it hit me in the right spots, and for me, I really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, it does have its flaws. For instance, some of the human stuff that happens without the Winnie the Pooh characters is a little bit boring. Um, and I don't particularly agree with what everybody's saying with the pacing. I think the pacing was fine. I think the pacing was perfectly fine. I thought it flowed very, very well. I know a lot of people are saying the pacing is off, but I didn't really find that an issue. I thought the pacing was fine. But again, it's just my opinion. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. It's very, very charming. It's very, very cute. And for me, as a person who had a big connection with Winnie the Pooh in the past, it was also very, very emotional for me. So I know it's a very it's a message that we've seen time and time again, but I really enjoyed this movie. I can't deny it. I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm gonna give it a good rating. I'm gonna give it a solid 8 out of not 8. We'll give it an 8.5 out of 10, 85%. I really enjoyed the movie. It does have its flaws, but it's still overall very, very enjoyable. And I think that you should definitely watch it. Bring your kids with you. I think that I think kids will enjoy this. There is a big chunk of the movie where there is a lot of human stuff, but when you get to Winnie the Pooh and his friends, a lot of kids were laughing in my theater, so and having a good time. So yeah, I really enjoyed Christopher Robin. You guys let me know, did you guys like Christopher Robin as well? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. What else do you think they should do as a live action adaptation from Disney? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And that is it for my thoughts on Christopher Robin. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as we make these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.